What's up, everyone? It's the Emerald Enthusiast back with another action figure review. This time I'll be looking at the Spin Master DC Comics 4-inch figure of Green Lantern John Stewart. This is basic windowless packaging with the DC Comics logo on the side. And the rest of the packaging is characterized by product information. You can see that on the back here. The side compartment says Surprise Accessories. And we get a small image of John Stewart in the upper right-hand corner of the package. Here is the Surprise Accessory bag, and the contents aren't actually a surprise if you viewed the product images online. And I'm going to open this up, and there should be two pieces in here. And yes, we get a personal power battery and this construct blaster. Here's a closer look at the blaster, and I really would have preferred translucent plastic, although there is some decent sculpting here. Here's a closer look at the personal power battery, and there's a mix of green shades here, as you can see. My biggest complaint here is that this looks too large to properly scale with a 4-inch figure, and I'll talk more about that later on in the video. John Stewart is clad in a green, black, and white Green Lantern Corps uniform, similar to the one that was seen in the animated movie Green Lantern Beware My Power. The figure features sculpting at the ankles and the tops of the boots. The figure is thickly muscled for the scale, which is an accurate representation of John in the comics and animation. Although I appreciate the sculpting of the musculature and the paintwork on the uniform, this large hole in the center of the figure's back is an eyesore, and I really wish that it wasn't there. The paint applications on the head sculpts of figures in this scale often leave something to be desired, and this figure's head sculpt is no exception. The paint work on the eyes is uneven, and the head sculpt is slightly too small to properly match the rest of the figure. The hair has been sculpted and painted well for this scale, but there's a lack of detail around the jawline and the mouth. The chest symbol is paint. There is no sculpting, which I would not have expected for a figure in this scale. But the symbol is centered well and the line work is precise. Unfortunately, the ring has been executed poorly. Paint has been applied in the shape of the Green Lantern Corps symbol to represent the ring. However, the paint spills over onto one of the other fingers, and there is no sculpting. The figure also has these very stubby thumbs, and those certainly don't look realistic. And here is the figure with the accessories. Here is the figure holding the personal power battery. And here is the figure with the blaster. The figure holds these well, but as I suspected, these look too large for the figure. The articulation of this figure is quite admirable. There's rotation at the knees, and it's possible to bend them and get the figure into a deep running pose. There's quadricep swiveling. The figure kicks this far forward and steps this far back. It's possible to get this much of a spread, and that is impressive. And it's also possible to rotate the legs in the hip joints. There are no joints in the torso. There are no wrist joints either. However, we do get swiveling in the single jointed elbows. It's possible to do a 360 with the arms at the shoulder joints. There is quite a range of motion with the shoulder joints, and these will give collectors many posing options. In terms of the head movement, the figure can look side to side and slightly up and down, but the rest of the movement is minimal. Here is the figure next to another 4-inch Spin Master Jon Stewart, as well as the 6-inch Spin Master Jon Stewart. I got this figure on clearance for $2.50. The MSRP was $7.99, and I really feel like Spin Master could have given us a little more for that price point. With that being said, I was still very happy to add another Green Lantern figure to my collection. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to check out the rest of my Green Lantern playlists, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I would certainly appreciate it. And I'll be back with more Green Lantern content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.